100% connected and depend on the ocean. Whether you live 5 days away or 5 minutes away from the ocean is affecting you every single day in so many ways. And I really think that until people realize that connection, there will probably be a bit of a disconnect between how important the ocean is and why we really do need to protect this precious ecosystem. Sustainable seafood is when seafood is fished or farmed in a way that protects the natural populations.
Well, I feel the government has done a pretty good job in balancing the ecological system of finfish. Yes. Could they do better? Yes. I followed home commercial boats. You see them when they pull their nets in. They put a net out, and they bring a net in. Every fish that's in that net has to come on a boat. And of course, by the time they get that net out, it's dead.
Yeah, where we guide, basically everybody stays within the regulations. Definitely, especially starting out guiding, it's just not really worth it to risk it. There are a lot of boats out there. It's a pretty popular spot where we fish. So you do see the CFOs out there quite a bit, and it's just not worth it to risk it. I'd say it is a good deterrent for the area. I'd say there are definitely some areas where they can't get quite that same amount of presence in, and maybe that would help. There are areas where you do see things like that happening, but I'd say it's not quite as much on the commercial side. It's more areas where just recreational fishing happens.
Like I said, I'm a third-generation fisherman. I watched the regulations improve and deprove up and down all the time, but progressively I believe things have been getting better. For instance, in the halibut now, and all ground fishers are required. It's called an integrated fishery, where your bycatch, you're not allowed to throw it back anymore. You actually have to keep it, and everybody's got cameras on board to record the bycatch, and anything you do throw back is recorded, and you wind up paying for it in the end. So it makes the guy fish a lot more responsibly. I mean, there is a certain amount of bycatch you have to release in any fishery. Like with the salmon, we have very little bycatch period, so whatever we throw back is usually alive. It's pretty rare to hear throwing something back that's dead.
I don't, as far as like limits for the sport and the commercial, I don't really see that. You know, we're out there, people can be doing it, but you won't see it. You just see that if you're out in the water fishing, you'll just see somebody catches a fish. Unless you meet them at the dock and you see somebody, you know, overfishing it, then, you know, there's ways to report that too as well. The commercial fishing, like I said, it's just the incidental kill. So when you say that if you're going to overfish, it's not that they overfish, it's just how they fish in the same netting system that they work. There's just so much incidental kill, and they can't process that because that's not what their license allows them to hold for.
Trawling, for example, is a very unsustainable way to fish. That is when a boat is dragging a huge net across the seafloor, and this net is rolling on these massive wheelers, just picking up everything in its path. So while a trawler may actually only be after one or two target species, there could be dozens of species that are being collected. Farming salmon can definitely be done in a sustainable way, and there are many who do it sustainably. Unfortunately, many are also farming Atlantic salmon, and hence the name, are not native to our coastline. They are typically found in the Atlantic Ocean, and Atlantic salmon bring with it a variety of different diseases, parasites that are, could affect or have affected natural populations on our coastline.
The province or the people want to make some money out of this product, and they want it for themselves as well. And I think it's tough when you look at a lot of product being shipped offshore and very large volumes, which are way larger than the local population actually consume.
If the human race consumes it, it's got to be farmed. There's no way that there's enough salmon on the planet to feed everybody that eats it. It's just a necessity. There's too many people and not enough fish.
Commercial interests are often put ahead of the interests of the local population, and including the indigenous population, and that the ability to make a profit margin somewhere counts more than the ability to consume a local product locally and make that sustainable.
By educating children and adults alike, and helping them to recognize their dependence on this precious ecosystem, I think can only help conservation. Once people know that they need it to survive, I think it changes the game a little bit, and I think they take much more of an interest in not only saving the resource and the environment, but saving themselves.